Okay, then item B is district preliminary budget estimates and budget calendar.
Well, we've kind of talked about this already, I guess, and just to review real quickly, we're looking at anywhere from a $1 to $1.5 million deficit. That was at a $0 to $100 decrease on the revenue limit. Considering that there's potential for a $500 decrease on the revenue limit, I think it's safe to say that that number could grow. The wild cards in it are, so to speak, are the impact of what is happening in Madison today and how they will impact changes to our budget on Tuesday. But we can't have that information, and we won't know that information until Tuesday, and that might not even be probably. It might take a while after that to get some of the numbers from the DPI. They'll get that in. It'll take probably at least a week for us to get some of the revenue limit sheets and kind of really nail down what's happening. I mean, this really what we're seeing down in Madison is historic on a lot of different levels, but it's unprecedented for school districts to move in this direction because it's a big change. We've been guided by rules for the last 20 years, and those rules have been very predictable. I think I talked about this at the last meeting when we talked about estimating budgets, where we're at, and what we can or can't do. The rules are changing, and when the rules change, it makes things very unpredictable. And that's going to be whether it's the revenue limit, state aid, per pupil amounts, what we have or don't have, it's new. So we're going to have to, one, be patient with that and just kind of see how this unravels, because my understanding is what's happening this week down in Madison will come into effect, some of it on March 15th. We're not, there's just so many things in here, and I could go on and on and on, but I will spare you that. We've done that enough in our office. So, having said that, there are implications for our staff, though, when they're making decisions for next year. Just to give you some ideas, and these will come up at a later date, but the Wisconsin retirement system has been numerous phone calls, inundated with a large quantity of calls, and people on their own are looking at up to 8 weeks to be able to get information from the retirement system to know where they're at. There were many people that weren't planning on retiring, and as of Thursday, because of the speed at which this has come, are now trying to make decisions for the rest of their life based on a limited amount of information. So that will have an impact on us and our staff, aside from everything else. So there's a lot of other implications here, is figuring out where our budget's going to go. How many retirees are we actually going to have? For this year, what is our severance pay going to be? So I don't know. I guess that's what I know I don't know.
I think the thing from where I've been hearing, the thing that's most concerning to me is obviously that we ensure that the data that's going out, the information that's going out from the district is coming from one location, and that information is as up to date as it can be, but that misinformation is being, some of the students, and while the University of Michigan and me got real excited when I heard students took action and had a cause, a lot of them were taking action and had a cause based on bad information. At this point, we don't have any credible information that would have us cutting, altering, modifying programs. While we understand that all that is possible as we look at the budget, we have to be open to lots of options. No options are actually on the table yet, and to feel that we're going to cut something it's premature. And I think it's important that we continue to direct and accept Greg's guidance on this. I've been trying as hard as I can to become smart on it. I'm not getting there. I keep reading, and I feel less educated each time I read the next guidance that comes from the state. So I just think it's important that the students realize that we don't have there's nothing on the table. We're not cutting anything today. And if we find that there is something that we do have to look, we'll discuss it, and it'll be put out in the proper way. So, I mean, yay, we've got a cause, but let's get the cause first before we react. Boy, I'm causing crickets again. Okay, got it. Yeah.
And Mrs. Zardi, you were at the high school kind of trying to help some of that misinformation with the students so that they did get the correct information and answer questions that they may have about curriculum issues and for
And
next
we
year.
have had a board curriculum committee meeting, and there is a report that's coming up where some recommendations are being made to modify some of the curriculum at the high school, but it's truly not an elimination. It's just kind of offering classes in a different way and combining some curriculum so that everything, there are still all those options for students, but just presented in a different manner. And I think the students, change is hard, and so if they hear, oh, there may not be, ceramics 4 is an independent study class rather than definitely a class that's offered, they assume that class is being cut. And that's not what we're saying. If we have 15 students that sign up for independent study, the class will be offered, but we'll be getting through that as we look at the elective coursework that we've been examining. So.
And I'm just going to add, we've been very, 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 very careful to say we will do all we can to keep the integrity of higher level advanced courses. Very careful.